How is everybody doing? I tell you what, logged in to get everything ready and saw y'all all on here hanging out, and I'm like, why don't I join? So maybe it'll help me keep it under an hour today. How is everybody doing? I'll tell you what, let's see. What do we got cooking here? So another smoking hot day here in Pennsylvania. Yeah, I hear you there. It's it's actually only 91, my computer is saying today. So that's pretty good, actually. Let's see here. Nope, I do right here. So yeah, speaking of, all of you out there drinking some Topo Chico or your favorite beverage of choice, cheers to you. Now, Julio, I need you to be easy on me today, all right? I need you to be easy. I don't even know if you're here yet, but if you are. Oh, all right. How is everybody doing? We're going to hang out here for a few more minutes, and we'll go ahead and get the show started. Jimmy J, what's up? Says PGA sounds a bit tired. Tough weekend. No, I'm just living that admin Identikey life with Google refunds, which has been an absolute blast. But no, yeah, we'll for sure get all in it later. Okay, well, yeah, I'm not really, Julio, I don't know if that's the proper use of the horn, but we'll find out, I guess. Okay, now making funnies on me. I see. I know we need to get a little bit of a better horn there for sure. Yes. Let me see here. That's right. Hold on. There we go. You guys' comments are so funny. I tell you what. Oh my gosh. Oh, good stuff. Let's see. Yeah, and of course, we'll hop into all of the fun and good stuff. And hey, for those of you making fun of me saying too much golf, I did not golf this weekend. All right, come on now. I wish I did. But no, it's way too hot. I mean, golfing in 100-degree weather, not really something I'm into, I mean, I'm a fair-weathered golfer as far as that's concerned. But that's good stuff, everybody. Well, hey, I hope everyone is doing well. Thanks for being here and hanging out with me for a little bit. So everybody, welcome to the hashtag Lockboss Show and Giveaway. We're going to be going over the comment or the post of the week, the comment of the week. We're going to hop into today's topic with the Identikey Android being released, / Google refunds. And then, of course, we're going to announce this week's 5 lucky winners. So that is what we have going on. All right. Looks like the Lockfather's in the house. How are you doing there, Dad? I saw him a little bit earlier today. Like always, great to see him. And yeah. All right, everybody. Well, hey, let's hop in. Let's have some fun. Of course, I'm drinking some Topo. Started a little early today. Cheers to all you out there drinking one as well, or your favorite beverage of choice for that matter, right? Just so good. Just so good. All right, so here we go. Post of the week, Lockboss season 3.7. This one comes from Dennis M. Dennis says, thank you so much for the great prizes. I won the $500 credit and got some items I need and even got the shirt before the 4th of July. Thank you for the continuous education and having such a great team to keep us advancing in the industry. Dennis M., hey, thank you so much for participating and being here with us, and of course for the kind words. Really cool, and congrats on winning. One of the things I absolutely love about Lockboss season 3 is looking at this photo here, right, and seeing the smart key decoder item there that's going to help you generate money. It looks like some those are flip keys. It looks like maybe procs, but be able to sell those, make some money there, which is awesome. And it's just really cool to see these items, right? $500 worth of items, but hopefully over the next weeks or months, that will bring you in much more than $500. So add that to the business, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. Dennis, thank you for that. This next one comes from Joe F. Joe F says, just a few pictures of the gear you all sent me for winning one of the weekly prizes. I have to say that you all are the best supplier I've ever worked with in my over 50 years of locksmithing. I have not seen a company care more about your customers than you do. Between the giveaways and all the products that you do review and test, you are all fantastic. Still waiting on Identikey. Well, hey, Joe, honestly, thank you so much for saying that. I don't necessarily think we're worthy of that, but I really appreciate that you think that we're doing a really good job, and I really appreciate it. So happy that you're here, happy that you won, and lots of cool stuff there. I really like it. So good stuff, Joe. Thanks for sending that in. All right, let's get on to the comment of the week, which is from Stephen Phillips, 8155, says, if the van and equipment has been updated, it may be a good deal. I want to evaluate the area and definitely look at the books to justify the purchase. Another great video. Yeah. Stephen, it's such a good point, and of course, my dad, the Lockfather, and I have been having some really good conversations when it comes to the businesses that are for sale. And we also did another one recently that'll probably be out in a month or month and a half, something like that. And the interesting fact that as we dive in and really talk about the values and stuff, it's after we got done shooting, I think it was the one that just aired. But I were just talking about how it's just crazy how a business can help earn you a living, right? That business has earned that family a living for a long time. And it's great, right? And they should be very proud of that. But as someone coming into that business to take it over, right? The value is so much. The value is definitely different from a different perspective, right? So really, really cool having those conversations, and glad you all enjoy them. So good stuff. Oop, I didn't change the slide on that, or did I add it afterwards? Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. Identikey is out, and how is it going? All right. So, one of the beauties of going live every Tuesday is that I can run, but I can't hide right now. I'm joking. So, okay. So first of all, the cool part is Identikey for Android is out. So it's out. You can use it. We'll get into that quite a bit. But something started happening last night and is going to kind of continue to. And that is so. And by the way, I take full responsibility. Okay, full responsibility for the problem. And this is the deal. As you know, and I'll do like a brief rewind for a second. And we got the app ready. It's been going good and all that. We didn't know exactly how we wanted to put it in the app store with a subscription, or I mean, I've hinted at some bigger plans that I'm not even remotely interested in sharing at this point. But we had our reasons why we didn't really go to the model base of it, right? I mean, I've spent over the past year plus just working on the technology side of it, not the app side per se. And so we got it working and all. Got the we decided we were going to do it with the $1.99 subscription. Went ahead, submitted, ran into some issues, which is kind of common or normal, I guess. And I pretty much was like, hey, developers, right? We have 2 of them. And I was like, hey, like, we need to do this like now and quick. And like, can it be done by the time I'm done talking type of thing? And so we were able to get it done Friday afternoon. Boom. It's out, pumped up. Everything's going good. And okay, you're right. Julio, we better listen and put some confession music on, you know. Thanks. Hey, all of you out there with those comments, thanks for holding me accountable to that, all right? Julio, I told Julio to go easy on me. Of course, it makes complete sense that Julio skipped out on the confession music, but it's going, and here I am, right? So, so we get the app out Friday at Pacific time, I don't know, 3-4 o'clock in the afternoon. All is well. And then yesterday, actually Lily messaged me and was like, hey, PJ, so I just was refunded and I didn't ask for a refund. And so long story short, we looked at it. And everybody is getting refunds. Okay, so 3 days after you subscribe, you're going to get a refund. And the reason for that is that there's a couple lines of code from the subscription that is on our app that's missing. And so essentially is what's happening. I guess the best way I can explain it, and as I know of it, is this: like when you sign up for a subscription on the Android Play Store, Google wants to verify that you're actually using the app and you didn't get, I don't know, scammed into something or accidentally got some sort of subscription. And so if you don't open or use the app for 3 days, well, it automatically just refunds you. They're just trying to be good people there, I guess, and make sure that people aren't buying or signing up for stuff that they don't actually use, or that sort of thing. So where we made the mistake is we just, according to my best understanding, is that we did not set that up on the app. Okay, that part. So when you're going into the app, we're not communicating with Google that, hey, look, these people, this person logged into the app, and then that goes away. So unfortunately, until until it gets fixed, which, by the way, our developers are working on, every 3 days you're going to be refunded, which I'm laughing because I guess it's the best way I could deal with it, I guess. But so it's going to refund you. All you have to do, of course, when you log in, it's going to bring you back to the subscription screen. Just hit subscribe. And I mean, so the bad part is that every 3 days it's going to refund you and unsubscribe you. The good part is it's free until further notice. So you get free use until we get it fixed and uploaded. And it's one of those things that I want this to happen quickly. At the same time, I prefer for this to be the last little bit of fun that we are experiencing with it. So I'm really hoping, as Ken Nixon says, quick use app and get my money back. That's essentially what's happening. So that is what's happening. So this is the good news though. Like when I talked to the team about this morning, so many of you have called and told us or emailed in and told us, thank you for that. We've had several hundred downloads, just with the Android version within a couple of days of hardly even advertising it. So thank you all for that. Really cool and honored that you're willing to download it and try it out. And we have to get this fixed. I'm really hoping we're not going to go too many more cycles of you downloading it, getting refunded. I mean, it's not preferable, for any of us. So, but the cool part is though, what I am and what I was telling the team this morning was, hey, at least this mistake only costs us, right? Now, I mean, it's a little hassle for you. You have to hit the subscribe button again, but at least it's not like you signed up for it, you're paying for it, and then you can't access it, right? So if I had to choose a problem, this is probably a decent one for us to have at the moment, but so that's kind of where that's at. So just remember, every 3 days, every 72 hours until we get this fixed, which I'm hoping. Now, this is what I don't know, okay? This is what I don't know, and I didn't want to take too much of our developers' time because I pretty much presented the problem, and it's like, hey, let's talk as soon as, let's make sure we have a game plan. What is it? And then hopefully you can get back to me soon with it being fixed. So what I don't know is that if we were to push a new update, like right now, let's pretend there's an update ready and we pushed it up to Android, is depending on your settings, will it auto update the app, or do you have to go in there and update it? I don't know. So you might have to go through another cycle. I hope not, but just being truthful. So I don't know. I guess kind of the cool part here with this whole thing, honestly, is very humbled by the fact that we've had a couple hundred Android downloads. That's the last time I looked, in just several hours, really, right? And how many of you immediately from the announcement, and like you look, as looking at the, I can't see names or anything, but I can see like how many subscriptions and like what that's looking like, and the amount of people who immediately downloaded it and started using it was phenomenal. So very humbling, actually. So thank you all for that. Definitely was not expecting a couple hundred downloads within just hours. So really cool. So that's where that's at. Oh, I definitely will keep you updated. And of course, I would love to get this problem resolved. It'd be great. Let's see here. After the app must acknowledge the purchase, acknowledgement. Yep. If you don't acknowledge the purchase in 3 days and user on, yep. And Google Play reverse the purchase. Yep. Kevin Clark. Yeah. Thanks for that. Yeah. Yes. Thank you for putting that into more technical terms for me there. Yeah. So that's what we're working on fixing. My fingers are crossed. Tomorrow morning, it'll be fixed. Our main developer handling this is in Canada. He's 3 hours ahead of us. So it'll be tomorrow. It's already 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if he's still working or not, but hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe tomorrow, maybe a couple days. I don't know. iOS update. Man, I tell you what, we are really, 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 we're working on getting that out as well. I don't want to give you a date. Hopefully, I tell you what, this is what you can know. And this is what I told the team. Okay. So I don't know, I guess we're having a little team meeting here. I said, I will do everything possible, flip over every stone possible to make sure by the time Aloha happens, the convention at Aloha, that it's up and running. Okay. So of course that's been the goal from day one, and I'll do everything I can to hit it. So it's just going through those paces. I mean, it's a learning curve for me, and I'm sorry that so many of you have to be a part of that learning curve. Of course, I have developers that, are actually doing the work, but I am responsible for it. So yeah, sorry for being a part of my learning curve, and hopefully these little things will be doing that. Kevin Clark asks, do you have a test flight for iOS? Yes. Yep. Yeah. So I have, right here on I have a iPhone, and let's see here. Julio, I think the confession's over. Okay. So maybe we can, yeah, there we go. Okay. So as you can see on my own iPhone, I have the app on here. I mean, we've had the private app. Our beta testers have had the private app for quite a while. So that stuff is, Jimmy J says, get iOS up and running, then come back to that Android, get more folks. Jimmy J, I would agree, but some of the people who have called in, they weren't very happy about getting unsubscribed, and so I think they're both kind of being worked on simultaneously a little bit. But yeah, we're definitely gonna be getting both out, as soon as we can. Sorry, I'm trying to read at the same time and all that. So yeah, hopefully, man, I tell you what, I hope soon. But okay, so enough of that. So that's the whole refund thing. At this point, it's free. You're just gonna have to pay for it in 3 days. You're gonna get a refund, and then just hit subscribe again, and you're gonna do the whole thing over. So the good part is, though, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm happy that the problem does not is a button one tap fix for you, and we just don't get paid. So that works out good. Yeah, so iOS should be soon for sure. Of course, I'm shooting for this week. Okay, iOS, I'm shooting for this week. I would love it to happen this week, but I don't really want to give everyone a date, because I'm going to be back on here next Tuesday, right? That's good stuff. So hopefully very, very, very soon for the iOS. But okay, so we'll take the whole refund thing. We'll just take it, just set it right over here, and let's kind of dive into it a little bit. So I have spent so much time reviewing the results of what's going on. And I have to say, I'm actually very happy, okay, with the results. So where I'm at, and, so of course, if the key is not in the database, it's not going to identify it, right? Because, essentially, the best way I could describe it is just kind of based on probabilities. Okay. So it's going to look at your key, and then it's going to look at the keys in the database, and it's going to find what it believes to be the closest match. Okay. And it's going to show the closest match in order of probability, right? The first result is going to be the highest probability, then down. Now, as you can see in so many of you with the results, right, it might be number 2 or 3, right? And sometimes you'll see a random weird key in there. It's oh, why, let's say it's a 1646 or something, and but the first result's a M1, and you're like, what's up with that, right? But then within the 5 results, it's right there. So there's been hundreds of searches. I need to put a counter on it just to see, it'd be cool to talk about how many total searches there were. But so there has been 3 keys. And so, or actually, let me back up for a second. So there's a kind of the test that I'm running right now, okay, to define whether it is successful or not for the results is this, okay? This is the test I do. Number 1 is the key in the database. And then number 2 are the images acceptable. And what I mean by that when it comes to the images is so many of you are doing it right and you're good, right? But let me grab a key here. Let's actually grab this one here. Let's grab a couple. Okay. So let's say you want to take a picture of this key, right? You want to make sure the head is at the top of the picture. Okay. The head's at the top, just like this. And the key is vertical in the picture. We've had some people upload key images sideways like this. You're not going to get the result you're looking for. It needs to be up. And then we've seen some people upload them like this, and it's just not going to find what you're looking for. It has to be like this. Another thing is like, so let's say there's like these two keys like this on a key ring. Okay. You want to make sure, right? Remember, if you want to only take a picture really of this key, you want to try to block all of this out so it just has this key in the photo, hopefully representing 50% or more of the screen. Like, I mean, you have to pretend like if you needed to look at the actual grooves on the key, how would you send a picture to someone to help you identify it, right? That's the same thing that you're going to want to do as far as when it comes to that. Okay. So you just want to make sure that it's just the key in the photo, not everything. So there's been people that have taken photos where there's the key here and there's like a whole key ring here. And then there's like, I don't know, a cigarette or something up here. I don't know. I guess you can keep the cigarettes in the photo or whatever. That's all Gucci. But as far as all the other keys, right? It's like, it's trying to help you identify the key, but it just needs to see the key that you need help identifying. Okay. Type of thing. So, you want to make sure that's in there, and you want to take a picture of both sides. So I would say 80%-ish of the photos that have been, searches have been good that I've seen. But some, and I feel bad because there's obviously, I mean, I can't see who's who. Okay. I have no idea, but there's been several people that have been taking pictures, or I should say several. There's a handful of people that have been taking pictures with the key head on the bottom and with the blade up top. Okay. And you can see him trying over and over and over again. But it's just not going to do it because it has to be head up. Okay. So it has to be head up. So, there's that. So, but the cool part is, okay. So my two tests right now, because, we're just new with this, we're getting going. The results have been, from my view, excellent. They've been really good. Of course, we can improve in areas, but right now, so I'm going to go back to my two tests. My first test is a key in the database? And if the key's in the database, the next question is the photo acceptable? Meaning, is at least the head on the top, or if there's a huge ring of keys and a cigarette or whatever, at least like, is it mainly just the key that's being shown here, right? Remember, kind of chop the top off, take the picture where the key is not centered, it's just a little higher. Or sometimes the camera is so far zoomed out that the key is almost like a little speck like a quarter almost in the picture, like just like a little tiny thing. And it has to be able to see. The best way I could describe it is like when you upload the images, you have to be able to see the key that you want to identify, and then all of course, like the grooves and stuff, right? So it can figure out which one it is. So I'm just reading some of your comments. It's so funny, but yeah. So as far as those two go, is the image in the database and are the keys good? And on the ones that are the keys that are good, or on the images that are good, it has been absolutely excellent. I've been very pleased from my end on the results. As a matter of fact, I've only identified 3 keys out of a ton that it didn't have the results in the number within the 5 results. Okay, there's been 3 keys, 1 over the weekend, 2 today, actually, since the last time I looked. And the cool part is I've fixed that. I've actually retrained it. So that's Identikey's up to date again. Like those keys, if you guys were to try them again, I have no idea who you are, but if you were to try them again, it would actually give the result, which is pretty cool. So it's good to go as far as that goes. So really, really, really happy with that. Where's it going with that? I see comments and I want to answer. Let's see here. You guys are funny. So as far as that goes, it's pretty good, right? So really happy so far. Yeah, I can see some of you have been testing it like crazy with like random keys and stuff. Cool, right? Pretty cool. But I do actually want to go over a couple things that I thought you guys would probably find interesting. So now, of course, I mean, probably the truth be told, over the next few weeks, we'll be spending a lot of the Lockboss Show going over Identikey. I hope you guys don't mind having some fun with it. I'm going to kind of get into the details with you a little. And, you know, hey, you guys work with locks and keys. I really like locks and keys. We sell locks and keys. And so together, I think we can have a little bit of fun with that and learn together. And yeah. So with that being said here, let's kind of go over a few things. And then I don't know, I'll circle back around, try to answer all of your questions. And then, of course, announce this week's winners. All right. So first one here is I want to talk about this. So if you remember a while ago, I've talked about that I've just spent hours at stores testing and going over keys and stuff. And probably the coolest part for me so far is to see some of the keys that I've labored over to make sure are right, because they're just confusing a little bit. They're kind of hard to completely understand. I really wanted to spend a lot of time with that. Okay. And I want to give you an example and kind of talk about it a little bit. So this key here goes to a Husky toolbox. This is a key I took last summer, fall. Okay. Can't remember. As a matter of fact, you can see that's the toolbox owner's manual that key's sitting on. And you can see it's on a key ring. Then you can see the rope that it's tied to the box, right? So I was like being kind of creepy and going around to all these stores identifying keys. And this one key here kind of stumped me a little bit at first. And so this is a key that I had the app on my phone. I go and I take photos of it. I look at the results and I'm like, you know, I'm suspicious on this one. So I'm like, okay, I drive back here to the warehouse. I go grab the 5 result keys. I then drive back to Home Depot and try the keys and figure out what is the exact one. And I can compare them, see how long the blade is and all of that kind of stuff. And as what I can tell you is this key right here. Now the key on the left is a toolbox key, and the right key for it that works perfectly is actually the 1620 toolbox key. So that's the right key. The groove patterns are a little bit different, as you can see. They just kind of look a little different to the a little bit, you know, like the on the key on the left, the OEM key, we'll call it. Like I feel like the grooves are like a little more rounded, and then the grooves on the 1620 are kind of like flat in there, and so that kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. But when I was doing the testing, but I can personally confirm that this is a key that does work, and it works with it. Now, the interesting thing is that you can see some other keys that are similar to the one that's on the black. And the way I can kind of tell the difference between them a little bit is the groove. Okay, let's say the center groove. Let's call it the center groove on there. So the right groove would be the same, but the center groove is actually way more to the left. Okay, and that's really, for the most part, going to be like the 1611 key. It could be the 1675 key. But when the grooves are close together like this, the 1620 is going to do the trick. Another key that'll do the trick that will work. It wasn't as good, but you could use it if you needed, was the LD1, the Larson door key. But yeah, so that's a little fun fact for you there. I want to share with you. And like, if you guys like this kind of stuff, I'll definitely dive more into it. I mean, I have been living and breathing it now for quite a while, a long time. And of course, I love kind of talking about it. So there's that for you. But the next thing I want to show you is something really cool. And I hope over time, we're going to get really good at communicating this with you all, right? So right now I like to say stuff like, we have about 2,000 keys in the database, right? That's kind of the terminology I like to use. And the truth is, I don't go in there and look every time and see how many keys there are. But 2000 is a pretty different thing here. So hold on. Okay, I'm going to get to your comments in a minute. There's so many comments I want to talk to. Okay, but until then, I'm going to keep going here. So the cool part is, due to your help and you just using the app, doing your job. Of course, hey, listen the deal. You're buying the subscription for $1.99 a month. You run through whatever your heart desires through that thing, okay? Like, you're paying for it. It's yours. Use it, use it, use it, okay? Run whatever you want through it. Just please make sure the head's at the top so you get the best result, okay? But this is cool. So here is a list just from over the weekend of new keys that you all have searched for in Identikey that are keys that were not in our database. Now, I manually, because I'm half nutty and obsessive with key blanks, I was going through, and on the ones that didn't provide any good results, I started to manually, look different ones up and try to figure it out. So here's a list of the keys that are now in the process of being added into our database and ordered, that we will have, I don't know, as soon as 2 weeks, as much as longer than that, depending on if Philco has them in stock. But yeah, so these are all new keys from you all searching and seeing keys that are out there that you guys are searching that we don't have in our database. So of course, we're going to continue on. We have a master plan when it comes to identifying or of adding keys to our database to get to thousands and thousands and thousands of them. But for now, we're going to keep doing that. But based on the results that we're seeing, will definitely influence the keys that we are going to bring in. So very cool. Okay. So with that being said, if you have any questions, put them in the chat box. Let's start going through them here a little bit. Curto, Lock and Key, what's up? I'm missing, it just says at the end here, maybe I'm missing, it says half. I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay, let me scroll up a little. Maybe I got to start at the top, a little bit at the top here. Okay. Yeah, Jimmy J, what is up? He says, Identikey will have a learning curve, especially with all of us trying to stump it. Bags of keys, yeah. I have half an idea of what they are. Those are embossed with an old reference. It'll take some time. Yeah. The cool part is, and I totally agree with you, the cool part is like, I'm very happy with the results we're getting right now, because like, we're just at the very beginning stages of having like people besides me and a few others testing and putting images in. So it's really cool to do this. And I can't wait for the results. Let's see here. So we can take a failed picture and send you a secret coded message. Yes. Okay. So the best way to do this, and so many of you have, some of the keys that we're ordering now that were on that list are from the comments. So remember, when you search for a key and it's going to pull up the 5 results, there's a little box there that says, was your key not found? Tell us about it. Something like that. Click on it. There's a little text box. Just give me whatever you can. Okay. Put whatever you can in there to help identify it. Maybe the part numbers on the key blank, maybe what, if you actually know what it is. Someone actually did that with a 997D key today that I saw the message, and was able to make the adjustment. So it was awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, so if you put that in there, so if you put the text in there and hit send, I get that. Okay. I get that. And then I'll do my best to deal with it. Big kudos to Lily for her awesome voiceover. Yeah, she did a great job on that video. Absolutely. George Blair, what is up? Says app couldn't ID a HU100 or HU101. So those should be in, so we do have a bunch of transponder keys in there right now. our focus at the moment has not been on the transponder keys. It's done a decent job. George, I would say if you could, George, snap the photos again. And with the results, when you get to the results page, hit the button that can send me a message and just tell me what it is, or say, hey, this is George, this is the thing, or whatever. So, and then I'll take a deeper look into that and see if there's not something I can do to correct it or look at it. So yeah, it's that's the best way to do it. Let's see here. I sent in the RV water fill. Okay, cool. Yeah, thanks for sending that in. FTRV. Let's see here. George Blair also says, I like it. App couldn't ID a pre-cut cat equipment key. George, send that sucker through again. Head up top. It has to. Okay, one other thing I wanted to point out, actually, now that you bring this up. So it was what I was doing, okay? So I'd see these results come through, no good results. The head's on the bottom. I was taking those photos, flipping them around, and then running them through Identikey myself to get the results. So I did that. I mean, I've probably done that from over the weekend and stuff, 20, 30 times, something like that. So definitely I've been doing that a lot. So just make sure the head's on the top, George. Send those through if you wouldn't mind. I'd love to take a look at them and see kind of what you're talking about. It's the best way to communicate to us, or really to me, through the app, is by doing that, okay? You could just email us the pictures to sales@CLK Supplies, but it's better if just run it through. Just go ahead and run that sucker through and then put a note on there, and I will personally get it. I'm the only one actually right now who has access to the back end at all, mainly because of just trying to help identify the keys. Let's see here. Finley's Locksmithing, how are you doing? It says, I just checked it with the TM13. It found it, but the keyway in the picture is backwards, and that is backwards. The end shot. Oh, okay. Finley, great point. Thank you for bringing it up. Yeah, so what you're saying is you're in a TM13 through it. It found the right key, but the little silhouette in the corner looks backwards to you. Get it? When those silhouettes are from the manufacturer that we take either from Ilko or JMA, and we take those and we put them on the 360 on the images, right? And they're meant to be like, if you were to take the key and like put it up to the screen, that's how it was supposed to go in. If you're looking at them, it would be reverse. Okay, for sure. If you're taking the key and looking at it and then looking at the screen, it's going to be reverse. Now, I mean, this is something that I've talked about internally before, and it's like I thought about flipping them and having it, because really it'd be nice if it was the same if you were looking at it, right? The problem is that these silhouette type images have been out and have been as if you're going to stick the key into the keyway they were doing that before I was even born. So I figured, who am I to start messing with that now and confuse everybody? So that's what that is. But hey, thank you for downloading the app, and thank you for trying it out. I love it, man. I just, what I'm most excited about, listen, we have a long ways to go, right? We have a couple thousand keys. We want way, way, way more than just a couple thousand keys in there as soon as we possibly, what's going on here? As fast as we can. But what I'm most excited about, though, is for you who will not test it, use it, right? It's yours to use. But when it comes to actually helping you identify a key for a customer, man, I know some of you have already been doing that. It's so awesome that you can do that, find what you need, and get moving. I absolutely love it. Okay. I just absolutely love it. Let's see. I see a comment from James. I can't find your original comment. So it's kind of hard for me to do that. So something cool too is I've seen quite a few best keys get ran through, and it's just been excellent with those results, and that just makes me so happy. And I've seen something I've actually never seen before, by the way, is a imagine a Schlage do not duplicate keyhead, right? A neuter bow keyhead, do not duplicate, with the best blade on it. I've actually never seen one of those before. It's pretty cool. That, let's see here. That will be super helpful if you find an old blank with a defunct label. I have a old Honda Curtis HT79 that isn't in the guide. It would be great to see if a key might work. Yes, absolutely. I think you'll find, so Jimmy, something really cool about that is I think you'll be able to actually find keys in a lot of, especially automotive keys, actually goes for all of them, that are close enough where you can make them work too, which is a pretty cool outcome of something that we've kind of found as I've been doing testing. Let's see. Can the found keys list more manufacturers than numbers than just one? George, so how we solve for that problem, thanks for bringing up that question, is if you give you the part number, which is the part number we use, click on the buy now button it'll take you to the website and the app next to it, right? In the little tab next to it. And then from there, you'll see all the cross references for that key that, that are listed on our product pages. So that's how we're kind of solving for that at the moment. It's not that we're dead set on that, but like that's kind of the format that we're using at the moment. So I would say that might be subject to change as time goes on for sure. Stanley, how's it going? It says, I am from Georgetown, Guyana, South America. Very cool. Unable to download on Android. Stanley, are you having problems with that? We do have it available in like all the countries that Android allows us to. It's like 179, although it'll primarily, it's only going to be really useful for the USA. But I don't know, maybe if there's some restriction or something that I don't know about. Yeah. All right. Vernon, how are you doing? Says, I had trouble with it due to poor internet connection, which made it download over several minutes. Yeah. Vernon, thanks for the feedback. But yeah, you'll definitely have to have good internet for that, for it to work. Or yeah, it'll feel like it's taken forever, or maybe even like give an internal error if it times out, if the servers time out or something like that. So on the back end, we actually have a pretty, it's pretty complex of all the stuff that's happening. So, but I hope for the most part though, I really hope, something that was really important to me, and I'd like your feedback on this as well, is we did go with the most powerful, hosting that we could do, the best hosting. And I wanted to do that because I wanted the app to be as quick as possible, because we are, uploading images and then sending the images and then getting images back. And so there's a lot of that. And I personally detest slow apps. It's like, come on, like, let's get with now. If I have internet problems or bad 5G or whatever, that's on me. I totally get that. But if I have a good internet connection, like, I want that sucker to hum, man. I want that sucker to go. And so, of course, I don't want to be a hypocrite, and I want to have it be with our own stuff here, right? So we, definitely invested a lot to get that right, server stuff going on and all that. So I really hope you guys feel, unless you have a bad internet connection, that it's nice and it's pretty speedy. So if you feel differently, I'd just love to know, because that was very important to us. Let's see here. QA. Yep. Yep. GKeyman565. Thank you for the profile of the key is not the key, is the keyway, not the key. Gman565. Thank you for saying something that I had to say in like 8 sentences. You just said in one. Good work. Thank you. Yep, Jimmy. Kid Nixon, what is up? Says, yep, Jimmy, I taped the key to the ID card for future reference. Very cool. Let's see here. Finley says, thanks. I knew that the book, but thought you might have changed it. Yeah. Finley, I definitely, am tempted to change it, but I just figure it'd be best to leave it the way it is, right? Let's see. Sebastian, what's up? Says, I work at a hardware store. I've used it twice so far to help find a key for customers. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see here. Okay, HD90 or HD79 talk there. Very cool. Oh, James, I like it. Thanks for the spin. You guys are so smart. I tell you what, James says, if anyone doesn't have a good internet connection, they can take pictures with their camera and upload them to the app later to identify the key. Excellent, excellent advice on that. And that's one of the cool parts too, is by the way, if, the customer has a key and they're asking if you can make duplicates and you want to make sure, right, they can send you the pictures and you can run it through the app and, see if you have it or not too. So yeah, that's really cool. I really love that. Let me see. Justin Pope, what is up? Says, hi everyone. Finally got to watch live. Welcome live. Let me see here. Okay, a couple more here. We'll get on to this week's winners. We're already over at 50 minutes once again. Jimmy J says, George Bullard, yep, it's an example I can recall from playing around. I'm not interested in wasting hours trying to manually search for it. The app is going to save so many people a ton of time. Absolutely. And I honestly, I hope that becomes the most true thing about Identikey, is that right there. Oh, very cool. Matt's Lockshop says, I have some blanks waiting in my cart to order from the app. I mean, Matt's Lockshop, I just got to say, that's just probably one of the best things I've heard all day. Maybe is the best thing I've heard all day. And I was supposed to say thanks. I just sincerely, humbly want to say thank you for that. But yeah, pretty cool. Question, Jimmy says, Jimmy, you're full of it today. It says, PJ, have you had Ilko make an offer on the app yet? They will at some point. That's funny. That is funny stuff there. So with that being said, I think that's going to round out our today's talk on Identikey. Do you guys like me going into details about it a little bit? If you do, I'll make sure, over the next few weeks, as we kind of walk through the rest of this here, I'm sure we'll be talking about it on live here. Hopefully you guys enjoy that and we can, have a little bit of fun, maybe learn something. And, of course, something I really, love is being able to talk about it, like showing that toolbox key, that Husky toolbox key and talking about the 1620 on it. Or LD2, I believe it is, as a backup as well. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, having a blast. And like I said, the coolest part for me, I've kept it, even though I like to tease you guys, I kept it secret for so long, right? Over a year, and to be able to talk about it openly and have so many of you, over a couple hundred of you download and try it out and give us so much positive feedback, man, it just makes it all worth it, honestly. So, good stuff. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and let's hop into this week's Lockboss winners. Julio, you've been easy on me today. Okay. So, let's go ahead. Let's get a little bit of music going. Okay. Let's do it. Let's get some announcements. Part of season 3.7. Now, before I announce the winners, let's make sure we all get on the same page on what to do if you win. You want to email us your shipping info to sales@CLKsupplies.com or call us today, 100-848-6989, and we'll send your gifts soon. How to win. Comment on our videos with the hashtag Lockboss. Winners will be chosen from comments on the previous week's videos for our weekly giveaway. No purchase necessary. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and hop right in. Winner number one is L. Johnson 6976. Congratulations. Winner number two is Rachel Seba. Rachel, congratulations. Winner number three is Joseph Panoski. Hopefully I said that right. Joseph, congratulations. Winner number four is Corey Jones, 7372. Congratulations. And last but not least, winner number five this week is Orovato. Oral, congratulations. Very, very cool. And of course, we still have our Lockboss Patriotic Tee going on. You can buy it, but even better than buying it is getting it for free when you place an order for $434.34. So everybody, that is the show this week. I tell you what, let me look through the comments here one last time. But yeah, I tell you what, it is good stuff. I like it, guys. Good comments here. So many of you. Let me see here. Notice what I believe is the front of the key, I think is the front, are different. Front appears. James, I'm sorry. I guess I was reading kind of to myself. But yeah, James, I'm not quite sure what you're saying. I'm sorry about that. Yes. And as Jimmy J says, if you've had fun here tonight, don't forget that like button. Yeah, why not? Go and like it. Why not? Thank you all who do. But everybody, yeah, so that's where it's at. So, hey, remember, working through a few of those kinks with the subscription on Android. So unless it's completely resolved and functioning properly every 72 hours right now, it's going to refund your money. Just hit the subscribe button again, and you just got another 3 days of free Identikey use. So we'll be fixing that in the meantime, but thank you all for downloading it. Oh, Chad Baloo, how is it going, man? Good to see you around, man. Good to see you around. Hopefully we can catch up soon. Are you going to Aloha, Chad? Definitely let me know in the comments, man. Hopefully we get to see you. Yes, and my Lockboss says, I hope Apple hurries up. Yes, so do we. Hopefully the iOS will be out soon enough. So is what you can know. I'll be doing everything I can on my end to, of course, get the subscription fixed, get iOS out, and of course, continue to hopefully provide the best results we can to help you all doing your job. So, front and back pics. Yeah. So cool, everybody. Hey, thank you. Remember, if you're looking up keys in Identikey and you want to send me a message about what it is or what it isn't, and any information you can, click that, my key's not found, and give me some text. I'll personally read it and I'll try to help you out, get it resolved. So thank you all so much, everybody. Have a good evening, a safe evening for that matter. And like always, Julio, go ahead and put a little music on to end the show. And we'll see y'all. Take care.